Mr. Secretary, I agree completely with something you said earlier, and I was really happy to hear you say that that infrastructure improvements will benefit our corporations and their ability to compete globally, which is what we really want them to do. Then I think about probably your support for raising corporate taxes back to 28%, and you add in state taxes, and it goes up quite a bit higher than that. You put in the GILTI part of things, the GLTI part of things, you can get up to where we're the highest taxed nation in the world in terms of corporations. And I'm just wondering, how do you square those two? That you understand we need to be competitive, our corporations, yeah, but you don't think that it's many people on the both on the other side and nonpartisan, even some organizations, definitely think we're going to hurt our competitiveness if we raise corporate taxes to those levels.
Yeah, well, I square them by looking at the data and the evidence from the United States. Look, American corporations and business sector was competitive in the 60s, competitive in the 90s, competitive in the 2000s, all periods where we had a 35% or much higher rate. So to tell me that something has gone wrong in the American business community, that it's this business sector that was incredibly competitive at 35 plus, has suddenly lost its capability to be competitive at 28, it just doesn't seem to square with the evidence.
Well, there was
a time, remember, there was a time when 28 was what conservatives were hoping to cut
the rest of the world is
right too.
Secretary, the rest of the world has been going down. You know, that's why they call it a race to the bottom. The rest of the world has been cutting. And competitive is one thing. American businesses will always be competitive. I'm talking about less competitive than they are right now. And we did see some benefits from the recent cuts. So
so the race to the bottom is a real issue, and that's one of the reasons why the president's plan adjusts the issues that are incentivizing parking dollars overseas. But again, there's every evidence that American business can handle this. And this has been modeled, right? You look at Moody's analysis, for example, shows that America creates more jobs if we do this plan, including the tax plan, than if we don't do this plan. Because the biggest thing holding America back right now, at least in terms of our long-term outlook for competitiveness, is the fact that we've tolerated a deteriorating infrastructure. Look, you can't get something for nothing. But when you add this all up, I think it's going to be a win, not just for the American people, but for businesses too. Even if some of those corporations that have paid zero taxes on billions of dollars of profits in the last few years have to pony up a little bit to make sure it happens.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.